In 2009, the United States Mint embarked on a commemorative journey unlike any it had attempted for the Lincoln cent. It was the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln penny itself. To honor both milestones, the Mint released four distinct reverse designs, each representing a different chapter of Lincoln's life. His birth and early childhood in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and his presidency in Washington, D.C. These coins were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, and for collectors, it was a year of excitement, variety, and historical depth. But amid the celebration, something unexpected slipped through the cracks. The Mint was under pressure. Millions of coins had to be produced quickly, and the new reverse designs required fresh dies, new hubbing procedures, and careful alignment. With so many moving parts, the potential for error increased. And in one quiet moment, during a routine press cycle of the Philadelphia Mint, a single die was misaligned. Just slightly, just enough to create a coin that would later become the subject of intense scrutiny and speculation. It wasn't discovered immediately. The coin entered circulation like any other, its copper-plated zinc surface gleaming with a familiar reddish hue. The obverse bore Lincoln's profile, unchanged since 1909, while the reverse depicted the formative years design, Lincoln seated on a log, reading a book, with a set of tools nearby. It was a tribute to his self-education and humble beginnings. But something was off. Miles away, in a small town in Ohio, a collector named Daniel was sorting through a box of mixed change he'd received from a local bank. He wasn't searching for anything specific, just enjoying the process, the rhythm of discovery. He'd already found a few wheat cents, a couple of Canadian pennies, and a 1982 small date copper cent. Then he saw it, a 2009 Lincoln cent with the formative years reverse. At first glance, it looked normal. But when he tilted it under the light, the anomalies began to reveal themselves. The first thing he noticed was Lincoln's hand. It appeared doubled, two distinct outlines, one slightly offset from the other. He examined the book next. The edges were blurred, as if the image had been stamped twice. The tools beside Lincoln showed similar doubling, especially the hammer and the saw. Daniel's pulse quickened. He'd seen double dies before, but never on a 2009 commemorative reverse. He grabbed his loupe and examined the obverse. Lincoln's profile looked clean, but the date, 2009, had a faint shadow beneath the 9. Liberty showed a similar effect, with the B and E appearing thicker than usual. Under magnification, the doubling wasn't flat or shelf-like. It had depth. It was rounded. It was a true double die. Daniel posted images to a coin forum, detailing the doubling on the reverse and the subtle anomalies on the obverse. Responses were mixed. Some dismissed it as die deterioration. Others saw the potential. One user suggested it might be a new variety. Another pointed out that the Mint had used multiple dies for each reverse design, increasing the likelihood of inconsistencies. But no one had seen this particular error before. Determined to learn more, Daniel sent the coin to a grading service. Weeks passed. When the slab finally arrived, he stared at the label. 2009 Lincoln cent, formative years, doubled die reverse, MS65RD. The grade was strong, and the designation confirmed what he'd suspected. This wasn't just a minor anomaly. It was a true double die, and it had gone unnoticed for years. Collectors began to take notice. The coin was featured in a numismatic newsletter, and Daniel received offers ranging from $300 to $800. He declined. The coin wasn't just valuable, it was unique. It had survived in pristine condition, bearing the marks of a minting mistake that had slipped past quality control. It was a survivor, and Daniel wasn't ready to let it go. Then came the twist. A researcher named Emily, specializing in mint production records, reached out after seeing the coin featured online. She had been studying die usage logs from 2009 and found a curious entry. A batch of reverse dies for the formative years design had been flagged for hubbing inconsistencies, but were pressed into service due to production demands. These dies had been used briefly before being retired, and no official record of their errors had been published. Emily believed Daniel's coin had been struck using one of these dies that were never supposed to be used, and whose flaws were quietly buried under the weight of urgency. The implications were staggering. Daniel's coin wasn't just a mint error. It was a relic of a behind-the-scenes compromise, a physical record of the moment when the mint bent its own rules to keep up with demand. With Emily's research backing the coin's origin, its value began to climb. Auction houses expressed interest. A private collector specializing in commemorative errors offered $2,500. Daniel considered it, but ultimately declined. He wanted the coin to be properly documented, to be part of the official record. He worked with Emily to submit a detailed report to the combined numismatic error registry, and the coin was officially listed as the 2009 formative years DDR prototype. The listing sparked renewed interest. Collectors began searching their own rolls of 2009 cents, hoping to find similar examples. A few surfaced, coins with minor doubling on Lincoln's hand or the book, but none matched the clarity of Daniel's find. His coin remained the benchmark, the prototype, the one that told the full story. In 2012, Daniel finally agreed to consign the coin to a major auction. The catalog description was extensive, detailing the historical context, the mechanical anomalies, and Emily's research. Bidding was intense. The final hammer price, $6,800. The buyer was a museum curator building an exhibit on mint history and mechanical evolution. Daniel's coin would be displayed alongside other legendary errors, its story preserved for future generations. But the final twist came months later. During a routine scan of mint archives, Emily uncovered a memo from 2009 referencing a temporary die pairing used during press calibration. The memo listed die numbers, and one matched the die markers on Daniel's coin. It was the missing link, the confirmation that the coin had been struck during calibration run, using dies that were never meant for full production. Daniel's coin wasn't just an error. It was a calibration strike that escaped into circulation, a ghost from the mint's hidden history. The discovery redefined the coin's significance. It wasn't just rare, it was singular. A coin that bridged the gap between routine production and experimental calibration, between official policy and practical necessity. And in its copper core, it carried more than metal. It carried the weight of decisions made under pressure, the fingerprints of technicians working against time, and the quiet resilience of a collector who refused to overlook the details. Daniel still collects, still sorts through rolls with the same quiet determination. But he knows that some coins aren't just found. They're revealed, layer by layer, until their story is too compelling to ignore. And the 2009 Lincoln cent he discovered remains a testament to that truth. That even in the most ordinary of years, the mint's machines can whisper secrets to those who know how to listen.